I'm Benthelooney, and what the hell is that? I'm Hanna-Barbera. If you were a kid growing up in the last half of the 20th century, chances are Hanna-Barbera was a big part of your childhood, in more ways than one. They were two of the most prolific animators who ever lived. They started out in theatrical animation, with their claim to fame being the Tom and Jerry cartoons. Then, in the late 50s, they made the jump to television. Their company produced more animated series in the past 50 years than any other studio I can think of, and given us some of the most beloved cartoon characters of all time. But, of course, if you're in the business that long and you've made that many TV shows, you're bound to make a few clunkers, especially once the 80s came around. Hanna-Barbera got a little experimental, making shows like Drac Pack, animated versions of Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy, and the Fonz, and producing Tex Avery's final creation, Quickie Koala.
They call him Quickie Koala. He's a very tricky to follow. Every time
You'll get yours eventually, Koala. But then in the late 80s, Bill and Joe came up with a brilliant idea. Hey, let's take our most popular franchises and make them kids! Genius! These are the Hanna-Barbera Kids cartoons. Cartoons of Hanna-Barbera characters as kids. And we're going to take a look at them today. Let's start with the first of these that were made, the Flintstones Kids. As you know, the Flintstones is one of my favorite animated shows. It's the grandfather of all the primetime animated sitcoms we have today. What could they possibly accomplish by making the Flintstones characters children? How about completely retconning the whole franchise? That's right, technically, this show shouldn't even exist. If you watch the original series enough, which I have because I ain't got jack to do, Fred and Wilma didn't meet each other until much later in their lifetime. Heck, there's even an episode of the Flintstones where Fred thinks Wilma's boyfriend from high school is trying to kill him. What the is this bull? You broke my heart, Bill and Joe. You broke my heart. This show is pretty standard fare, as with most 80s cartoons. But that's okay. All your favorite Flintstones characters are here. Fred, Wilma, Betty, Barney, Dino, and Philo. Yep. Everybody's favorite Flintstones character, Philo. Come to think of it, what the hell happened to this guy if this is supposedly the Flintstones characters as kids? Why isn't Philo in the original show? Wait, he's a black guy in the Stone Age. Oh no. Well, there goes my childhood innocence. Anyway, I think the only episode of this show worth going into detail about is Just Say No. I wonder what this little innocent episode starring the Flintstones is about.
Is that marijuana?
I quit! Right. It was the Reagan era. Practically every kid's cartoon had to have an anti-drug PSA. In this one, Wilma is hanging out with the wrong crowd and is friends with a pothead named Stoney. Stoney? Really? Aren't his parents just asking for him to smoke weed when they give him a name like that? Wilma stops being friends with him, and he tries to get her to join his gang again. Why do you want her to come back? There's more weed for you. Since the kids are trying to earn money to get into the Michael Jackson concert, Stoney causes them to lose all what they earn from washing pits. They find out with Stoney, and they say they'll beat him tomorrow in a race to win the Michael Jackson tickets. Which makes you wonder why they bothered trying to earn money for the concert when they were just going to try to win them in the race anyway! The race begins, but uh-oh, the drug abuse makes Stoney slow and causes him to lose the race. Yes, because that's the only reason not to do drugs, kids. So, they win and end up going to the Michael Jackson concert. Well, that was that. Also, for some reason, Fred's mom is voiced by Henry Corden, who took over as the voice of Fred Flintstone after the original actor Alan Reed died.
Oh, Freddy! Can you and Dino get the rest of the luggage?
I only bring this up because they don't hide the fact that Fred's mom obviously sounds like a man. Hey, Fred, I think your mom's keeping a little secret from you. And that's all I have to say about the Flintstone Kids. Like most Ace cartoons, it's pretty bland. With the simple idea of turning the Flintstones characters into kids, you really can't get much out of that. But this is not the only Flintstones-related kids show. That's right, let me dig up this lost piece of word I'm not gonna say out loud. Cave Kids. Ugh.
Yes, playing on a dinosaur's rib. Everybody wants to be a boo-boo-boo. Everybody wants to be a cave kid.
Does anybody remember this? It aired on Cartoon Network in 1996, and it was only made of 8 episodes. It's about Pebbles and Bam Bam, who are toddlers, and they do absolutely nothing!
Good bath? Easy!
People actually animated this. Cartoon Network actually aired this. Some sane human being thought this was a good idea.
It was that ducky of yours that pulled the plug on us. Okay, so our day went down the drain. As long as we're here, let's check it out. What's in your hand? It's a bar of soap. Why'd you bring that? Well, I was grabbing for my club. I must have got this instead. Guess it won't be
Oh,
much.
for the love of Cherry Cobbler, do something! Jeez, I have more fun watching a turtle try to get back on its feet. Is there really no plot to this show? It's just Pebbles and Bam Bam doing nothing! I can't believe I'm about to say this. Rugrats is more entertaining. Ow! Ow! I mean, I don't care for Rugrats, but at least there's somewhat of a story being told. This? Pebbles and Bam Bam. They're toddlers. What more do you want? How about a better cartoon? A Great Gazoo spinoff would have been more entertaining than this. Moving on from Flintstones, another one of my favorite cartoons is Tom and Jerry. Over 100 of the most violent, chaotic, and hilarious piece of animation ever created. In 1990, Hanna-Barbera had the brilliant idea, let's take Tom and Jerry and make them kids. Enter Tom and Jerry Kids, which premiered on Fox Kids. Those of you who grew up with 90s Cartoon Network will be very familiar with this show as it had frequent reruns on the channel. Not to mention the theme song is burned into all of your heads.
It's the Tom and Jerry Kids. Gotta be there where all the action is. Tom and Jerry Kids. The Tom and Jerry Kids movie show.
But this ain't where all the action is. See, the Tom and Jerry cartoons were theatrically made, so they had big budgets in order to create some of the most violent animations ever put to screen. Tom and Jerry Kids was a Saturday morning kids cartoon, meaning that it had a lower budget and the animation was done overseas. So we went from this to this. Yeah, it's really hard to laugh at this show's slapstick when the violence is really toned down and the animators weren't given enough time to make sure it was perfectly timed, and Bill and Joe weren't there to supervise the animators. And since this cartoon was airing in the era it wasn't allowed to do a lot of what made the original Tom and Jerry cartoon so great. They even make fun of that in an episode.
I know it's stupid, but they wouldn't give me a gun for this darn cartoon.
Oh, that's something worth mentioning. This cartoon was made with 3 segments per episode, 2 Tom and Jerry cartoons, and a Droopy cartoon sandwiched between. These Droopy cartoons are probably the only part of the show worth watching. They've got their funny moments, since they're trying to copy Tex Avery's style, but nobody does Tex Avery's style like Tex Avery, so the cartoon feels polished and restricted. But they're not the worst cartoons you can watch, so that's something. But in terms of the Tom and Jerry segments, nothing really beats the original masterpieces by Hanna-Barbera, and nobody ever will. Still, this isn't the worst Tom and Jerry product I've seen. But this is yet another cartoon that felt like it really didn't need to exist, as its only gimmick is Tom and Jerry as kids. Woo. Alright, one more Hanna-Barbera Kids cartoon. Let's see what— No! 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 Let's get this over with. So, here is yet the 819th ScoobyDoo Show. Seriously, why the is this damn franchise so popular? Like, what the— do we really need the 50 plus years of the same crap over and over again? Oh well, gang, let's go solve ourselves a mystery. What mystery? The fact that guy in a costume is running around causing trouble? Some mystery that is, worthy of Sherlock Holmes. Edge of your seat thrills, plot twists on every corner. Scooby-Doo. So, what's this cartoon about? Like you don't know. The Mystery Inc. gang try to solve mysteries when monsters are running around. A Scooby-Doo show about solving mysteries involving monsters? I had no idea. So, this is a Scooby-Doo show with the characters as kids. But, wait, there's a but? This Scooby-Doo show follows the regular formula, but it tries something new. What? Yeah, Tom Ruger worked on it, and he made it cartoony and actually funny. No way! Way! Holy crap! A Scooby-Doo cartoon that actually feels like a cartoon? What is this crazy Twilight Zone episode I'm living in? Yeah, out of all the Scooby-Doo cartoons out there, this is the one that I actually kind of like. Granted, I don't watch it religiously, but for a Scooby-Doo show, it's pretty decent. The show was focused more on actually being funny than just copying the Scooby-Doo formula just because it's popular. There's plenty of wild takes, slapstick humor, and even the characters feel like parodies of themselves. So even this show is making fun of the cliches of the franchise. Beautiful. What am I saying, folks? I actually like this. To a certain extent. It has the trademark Scooby-Doo chase sequences that have cheesy pop songs that have nothing to do with what's happening on screen. I've never liked those. They're just— ugh. And in the show, during these sequences, it randomly cuts to the characters dancing to the music. The hell? What is this adding to the plot? Are they auditioning for Fox's hit show, Oh My God, Please Stop Dancing? And as with any Scooby-Doo formula, it's always the typical guy running around in a costume mystery where it's always easy to guess who it is. You know, just like every— well, you know. So, a pup named Scooby-Doo, a show I loved as a kid, and as an adult, hi. But hey, considering the circumstances, that's something. It's definitely the only Scooby-Doo show that's worth a crap because it dared to try new things. Bravo. There are the Hanna-Barbera Kids cartoons, and how ironic that the franchise I hate is the only one of these that I actually liked. They were weird experiments for Hanna-Barbera, but when you were making as many cartoons as them, you would try anything to keep going. Thankfully, these cartoons don't leave too bad of a mark that it ruins the image of Hanna-Barbera. No, that goes to—
They call him Quickie, Koala. He's a very tricky act to follow.
Your day will come. I'm Benthelooney, and I'm Yabba Dabba getting the hell out of here.